Hey, welcome to a new tutorial about the hand tools project. And in this short tutorial, as you can see from the screen, I'm going to show you how to make the hand. Actually, it's going to be the engineering drawings for the pump parts. We're going to start by making the parts, and then we're going to do the assembly for the whole pump, and then we're going to start to make discussion about the different parts and how we can improve that. So I'll start first by making a new part. The first part I'm going to make is going to be the main tube. Then I'm going to go for the T-Junction and the rod, the cup, and then they are going to work on the valves. It's taking its time. Now we start to have now it's ready. Okay. So that's how to start the solid work. First, create a new part, and I think that you've done this one earlier in previous subject. But anyway, it's going to be a nice thing. You're going to start working with you step by step. So I'll start with the main body. Go to the top plane. This will be my plane. I'm working on the X, Z plane, and the Y is going to be the height. I'm going to sketch on this plane. And I'm going to make the pipe, which is going to be circle shape. I will take the internal diameter to be. I'm going to make the standard one. And of course, it's up to you to make the modified one. The internal diameter is going to be, let's say, 38. I'm just waiting for that to finish. So 38 millimeter is going to be the internal diameter of that pipe. And I would like to have the wall thickness of 1 millimeter, I think. So I'm going to make an offset, make the offset by, let's say I'm going to have 2 millimeters wall thickness and say OK. Now you can see that I have a double circle, and I'm going to make this one as the extrusion, going to the features, make the extrude, and of course going to choose the distance between the two circle as you want to be extruded. If you're going to have something else, you can simply click here on the selected contours and select which contours you would like to extrude. Now the extrusion, let's say, is going to be up to, I will make it 100 millimeter at the beginning. Sorry, we said 100. I'll make it something about 250, 300. I'll make it 300. I'll tell you why later. I'll make it 300. Okay, so let's say that this is the pipe we're going to have. I know it's quite short, but I'm going to accept this one at the beginning. 300 millimeter, this will be okay. And I go the pipe. Go to materials. Okay, right click, edit the material of this pipe. And from the list, go to the rubber, the wood, the plastic. Search for the PVC plastic. PVC. Should be somewhere here. PVC rigid. Okay, so I'm going to use that PVC rigid. Later, you can simply change this material to anything you want when you're going to do the calculation for the different materials. For example, if you'd like to generate the bill of the material, and I'm going to show you how to do this one later. So I'm going to use that, or maybe we can find something that make the work to be so make the part transparent, so we can see everything working within. So let's try to find something that's going to be transparent. Acrylic, PPE. We may have something here to be transparent shape. In worst case, I'm going to make it out of glass, and then later we can change it back to the plastic. As I told you, the main important thing is I just want to see the parts moving inside the uh, work, the pump. Okay, I cannot see anything here transparent. That's strange because I remember there was something transparent. So I'll try to go to the other non-metals. What do we have here? Ceramic, glass. I'll choose to be glass, just temporarily. Okay. The most important thing for me to choose as glass is I just want to see the things, as transparent, and the part is going to be moving within. Save the first part. I'm going to make a new folder on my OneDrive, and actually I'm going to put it on my downloads on my computer because this is my own work. And I'm going to make a new folder, and I'm going to call it the pump. And this will be the part number 1, which is the main body. Okay, save that. Because the other part above is going to have the same diameter, so I can simply save this one as, I don't have to repeat that again, save this one as the extension. And I'll get to show you how we're going to use this one. This is the top small pipe we have extension. And of course, the height of this one is going to be shorter than the 300. So I'll try to modify that and make it just 100 millimeter. Just remember that the dimensions I'm doing right now, it doesn't have to be the correct one. We can change it whenever you want. And I'm going to save this one now. Now I can make the cup immediately, once again, by using the same part. So I'm going to save this one as a cup, file, save as, and I will call this one as a cup. Okay, save. And the height of the cup is going to be something about 30 millimeters. So edit that. And I need to change the diameter of the circles as well. But anyway, I'll take this one down to 30. And again to, well, actually, it's 20, 30. And I'm going to change these circles by clicking down here. You have the sketch, and you're going to editing the sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the diameter of either. So this one is going to be 42, 42. Okay, so I just enlarge the thing. The other circle will be increasing accordingly. Say OK, and I'll say OK. I know you're going to have an error here. Okay, no, actually it's worked. Now because it's cap, we should close one of the sides. So again, to click here, making a sketch. And again to do the convert of the intensities after clicking on the outer circumference. Convert intensities, I just generated the cover for this circle. And then again to extrude this area to the height of 2 millimeters. Now I close the cap. It's open from one side, close from the other side. Now it's required to have a hole in the middle. Click on the face, sketch, and choose a circle. This is the center, exactly at the center. I'm going to be exactly in the center when these parameters here are going to be 0 and 0. So I will go to here, get it closer, and again to have the 0 and the 0. Open that. The radius here should be equal to 3 millimeters. Okay, so I had the hole of 3 millimeters, and I'm going to say, okay. Now the radius is 6, that means the diameter is, sorry, radius is 3, that means diameter is 6. And I'm going to have a hole here by doing the extruded cut. Now you can see the extruded cut direction is going to be the opposite way, just to be sure here to have this one to be through all. So it's going to be open from both sides. Say OK, and I have the hole in the middle of the cup. Now save this one. Now we made 3 parts. Now we are going to work further to make the T-junction, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the part we made earlier, which was the extension part. I'm going to open this one. Okay, and I'm going to modify that to be the T-junction part. So first I'm going to increase the extrusion up to, let's say, 42. I'm going to make it up to uh, 300, 200, 250. Just an example. 250. Okay. What's your 250? Okay. I think 250 is quite high. 200 or 100. 150 will be good. 150. Okay. Again, I need to change the diameter, otherwise the parts are going to be fitting in. So what I'm going to do is again to modify the sketch as I did in the previous step, and I'll click the internal one and change this one to 42 millimeters. 42 millimeters. Say OK, and again to exit. Okay, now I have a pipe with the 42 millimeters. Now I would like to have another pipe coming out from this side. So to do that, again to choose the plane, which is going to be perpendicular to the previous plane. That's my plane. And I'm going to sketch a circle here and then extrude it to the outside. So I'm going to sketch using that plane, and to make a random one. It should be in the middle actually. Again to make a circle here. Okay, and this should have the external diameter of 42. Well, let's make it. Actually, this should be enlarged, but anyway, I will choose that to be 42 for the diameter. 42. Say OK, and then I'm going to uh, make another one, which is going to be. Oh, sorry, for the sketch, offset these identities by 2 millimeters. Okay, then I have the shape. I know I'm going to remove it later, or maybe I'm going to need another circle later. You can see that this one is in the middle. So I'm going to be simply do the extrusion. And this will be for the part. Now I have to select because it wasn't being selected directly. Click here. And I'm going to select this part to be extruded. Actually, it's already selected already. And I'm going to pull this one to get out of my pipe to a certain distance. It doesn't have to be uh, uh, accurate right now. So that's what I'm going to have. T shape, maybe a little bit longer. Okay, it's T shape, and but it's going to be blocked from the middle. Okay, now just let me check. We have face here. Yeah. So in the middle, we still have the things close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another sketch. I will come to that face, click on it, and the sketch. And then I'm going to click the inner radius and do the convert of the intensities. It's on the face. I'm going to send it all the way back to here to make the cut. And later I'm going to do the same thing from here to cut it all the way down. So now I have this face and I would like to cut all the way down. So cut extrude, okay, of this area till the end. That's okay, it's already gone there. Click. Now the thing is open and I would like to remove this extra material from here. So I'll repeat the same process by going to that face, repeat the operation, click here, and I'm going to click on the inner radius and do the convert of the intensities. Then I'm going to do the extrude cut. Okay, extrude cut all the way down to the end. Cut. Now I had the T-junction like the one we had in the lab. So I have the three parts now. For 1, 2, 3. I have the 4 parts now. And I'm going to make the assembly at the beginning. And the only problem we have actually is in the real life scenario, uh, the T-junction have an expanded diameter at the top. Here it's have one single side, but anyway, it shouldn't be a big issue. Again, to save this one as, and again to go with the T-junction. T. Okay. Now, now I only get into a simple these parts. I'm going to make another video for making this stem if I didn't have the time now. So what we need to do is file and new, and this new file is going to be a new assembly. Now what we need in this assembly is bring the parts. So browse, we need to have one main body, one T-junction, is T-junction is here, yeah, and the CAD is here, and one extension. Okay, so this will be one part. This is the main body. Okay, then again to add more material to the assembly. Okay, insert component. I'll bring the T-junction, and I'm going to bring the CAD. I know, I just brought everything together because, well, again, to fix it anyway. Okay, now we have all the parts. Just to go here and try to check that one of the parts should be fixed. Now here the main body is going to be the fixed. I don't want to have the injunction to be the extension to be the fixed part. So I'm going to float this one by right click on it and press float. Now I'm going to go to the main body, right click and make it as a fixed part. Now I'm going to assemble the part on the top of each other. So I will start with doing the mate. So the first mate I'm going to have is the outside surface or the inside surface of the T-junction. Now it's fit. And you can see that the parts are combined together. Actually, I still can move this one inside and outside. But anyway, I will keep it to this location only. Now I'm going to put this tube inside the T-junction. So I'm going to press on the external wall of that and fix it and the end here. Say okay. I can pull it a little bit up. Oh, by the way, you can fix the two parts together by doing the lock. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is going to bring the cup and put it on the top of the extension. Now, one of the problems we have that this cup is flipped. And actually, there are ways to flip the thing, like move the part or flip the thing. It's not going to be worrying me now at the moment. I'm going to make it in a very simple way. So again, to make this face, the internal face of the cup, to that face of the extension. Wasn't flipped. Actually, it should be flipped. Oh, sorry. I will do undo. Okay, and we will try to flip the part. Actually, this should be an easier stage, but anyway, you can do the move of the components, and I get to choose this one. Move the component or rotate the component. I'll rotate the component, and I get to rotate it about the intensity. But do you have an anyway? Let's try to do it. So selected the item. This will be the item, and I get to rotate the thing about. Oh, we don't have line to rotate about. Okay, let's try the free drag. Maybe it's going to work. Okay, it's worked, and I rotated the part and say okay. Now we go back to the mate. Again to choose that these two mates are going to be together, these two faces. Say okay. Actually, I can do the okay with the right click here. And then again to make the outer surface of the extension with the inner surface of the cut. So I made the basic assembly of the main body of the pump. Again, you can change that whatever you want. This is for a single stroke. I can have the double stroke as I showed you earlier. Now, again, to save this assembly as a pub assembly, I'll call this one as the pump. Then I will go back to make the shaft and the valves. So now I'm going to make a new part and add to this operation. For example, I will start with the road. So I'll go to code plane, sketch, make the 6 millimeter diameter road. That's been 3 millimeter radius, and going to extrude that to acquired acceptable length. I will make it as I will go to 600 millimeter. Okay, we can add the thread to both ends, but the most important thing for me right now is to edit the material, and this part is going to be made of the aluminum. So it's not the steel, it's going to be the aluminum alloy, and usually the aluminum alloy we're going to use is going to be the 6600. So I will look for the 6600 here. 6661. Oh, that's 61. What is the 6600? I'm sure that there was 6600 somewhere here. Anyway, I will go with 6063. Oh, 6061 is going to be acceptable. I'm going to apply that. And now this part is made of aluminum. We can add the thread to it, okay? But I'm not going to take you to this extended stage at the moment. And I will leave it as it is. This is the road. I'm going to save it as a road. I'll save as the road. Okay. And now let's make the valve. The valve, I'm going to make an example, and once again, you can make multiple examples of the valve. Now the valve should have, once again, I'm going to go to the top plane. Of course, going to be a circle shape. The outside diameter should be 37.8, for example, and should have some tolerances, 37.8, because it's going to be moving within the 38 millimeter diameter. And actually, it should be even less than that, maybe 37.5, and then I can put the washer in it. So 37.5, and say OK. And then I'm going to extrude that to, let's say, 10 millimeters too low. I'm going to make it 20 millimeters. Say OK. Going to work here. What we need to do is make a hole in the middle. The R is 6 millimeters. The R is 3 millimeters to make the diameter 6 millimeter. Say OK. And extrude. Oh, sorry. No, extrude cut of this hole. Okay. Now we have a hole in the middle. Now I'm going to make the surrounding hole. So sketch. I was able to do it earlier, but I will do it now again. So I'm going to sketch here. The best way to find my way is I'm going to sketch a line from here to the side. Where is the side? It should be the yellow circle. The yellow square, sorry. Yeah, it's the yellow square show up now. So this distance is 37, sorry. The line length is 37.5. Well, I'm sorry, I'm wrong with the diameter of the circle here, so I need to change this one. I'm going to exit that, going to the original sketch, edit, and 37.5, that's been the 37.5 is the diameter. So the radius should be half of that. So it's going to be equal to 38, 19, 18.75. 18.75. Okay, that's the correct dimension. Exit, and I'm going to have the disk now. I think this is going to be quite thick. I just double check that the diameter is 37.5. I need to check the extrude. This will be too thick, and I'm going to reduce that to 10 is quite small. 15 I hope is going to be good. Okay. Oh, that's what we got. Sorry. I need to change this one. Okay, this one to be 15. That will be acceptable dimension. Okay, now this line has been shortened to be down to 18.75. So we need to find the half distance of this line and make a circle in it. I'm not going to do it perfectly, but I will try simply just to modify this sketch. Again, to make a circle on this side. I'll start with a circle. I can make different shapes like the slot, or I can make, for example, the normal circle, the elliptical shape, okay? And as you can see here, we can have this three-point arc. I'm not going to do this one. I'm only going to make a circle now. A circle should be midway. It's not this midway. It's going to be midway of the line from here to here. So I'm going to delete this line and make a new one. Make a line which start from this circumference up to this one. As this line not going to be part of my drawing later, so I'm going to change this one to a construction line. Make a circle. Okay, let's say it's going to have the 4 millimeter, the 8 millimeter diameter is too much. Anyway, click here, 3.72, I will make it as 3.5 to give me the diameter of 7 millimeters, 3.5. Okay, I have one circle, and now I need to distribute this circle around the whole disk. So I'll say yes. I will go for the linear sketch pattern. I'm going to make a circular pattern. You can see that the circles are going to be distributed around the center to have 4. I can increase the number to be 6. 6 holes seems to be good. And then I'm going to extrude cut these holes to the other side. Say OK. Now I had the valve. The valve also going to have a slot here, and I'm going to show you how to make this slot in a very simple way. And this will be the last thing we're going to do before I'm going to stop this video, because I'm going to catch up with your lecture starting in the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to call this one as a valve. Okay. Say OK. Okay, now we can make actually a slot by choosing the front plane, and we are going to sketch on this one. So I'm going to sketch on this plane, and I'm going to make a small slot here where the washer is going to be fitted at. So make this sketch. No, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use the midpoint line going to the center here. Extend this one to, maybe it's going to be something about 1.5 millimeter. I'm going to make it 1 millimeter on each side. So go down to 1, close that, click on that, just double check the length. The length is 2, just make it 2. Okay, say OK. And I'm going to sketch a square from here to here. And its depth is going to be something about, let's say, 2 millimeters. I'll make it 1/2. Say OK. Now I would like to change the length of this line to be 1.5, 1.5. Now, just to remind you that the washer will be sitting here. So my washer is going to be 2 by 2. So it's going to be wise to make this depth as 1 millimeter only. 1 millimeter. Say okay. Okay, now I would like to sketch a line here. Sketch, again, to make the line to be for construction. Start from here, go vertically to the top. Now I have everything. I need to go to the features, and I'm going to choose the features of the extrude cut. So what I'm going to do is everything will revolving around the line number 7, and the selected contours is going to be this one. You can see that's what we are going to cut here. Cut, and I had a slot. Oh my God. Actually, that's what you're going to do when you intended to do 3D printing. You need to prepare something like that and send it to the 3D printing by saving it as an STL file. Save this one now. To prepare the part for 3D printing, we save it as, and we save it as STL file by going to here, look for the STL, save. Okay, so that's what's happened. You can see that the part was divided into a multiple uh, triangles, and this will be later be sliced by the software we have on the 3D printer. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. This is the part number 1, and the part number 2 is to add the food valve, and then connecting and put the washers, and then connect everything to the body we already be assembled earlier. Okay, thank you very much, and again to catch up with you in the part number 2.